My name is Christine, and I'm currently a CRNA, and I've been a CRNA for many years. And I'm here to be a mentor to you, give you updates, give you help, give you information to help you become a CRNA fast. I want to also be here as a mentor as well as guide you in the field of CRNA. So if you want to become a CRNA or as well get tips and tricks how to become a CRNA, definitely subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. So let's get into it. So today's video is about CRNA salaries. Now, it is a booming industry for 2022. Now, looking back at 2021, there has been a shortage in anesthesia providers, as well as booming industry in surgical care. Now, think about this too. Because of that shortage, naturally, salaries boom. When I was talking about salaries in 2020, it has boomed and increased by so much. So just always remind yourself, of course, salaries might be a certain number that I might be speaking about in this video, but you always got to think about it as well as geographical setting, rural versus urban. You always got to think about it as well as if it is specific areas in anesthesia, outpatient services versus in the hospital services, as well as numbers of years of experience. A new grad may not get as paid as much as a person who has been in the practice for over 10 years. So just keep that into mind when you think about these salaries. But this is just a rough estimate. And of course, it fluctuates from state to state as well. So just remind yourself about that when you do listen to these numbers. Now, according to the website salaryexpert.com, they say a new grad can make about $120,000 a year, up to an experienced CRNA, which is $220,000 a year. Now that has completely changed for 2022. Looking at salaries for 2022, in general, the average salary is over $200,000. When you looked at it in 2021, it was about $180,000. This is a huge increase in salaries, which is record high. So when you kind of calculate it out, saying you're making $97 an hour, that's like on the lower end, right? So you're making $97 an hour, which comes out $3,900 a week or $16,900 a month. Then you calculate that out, it can be a huge salary. But you also got to take in consideration, yes, you may be making a salary, but what benefits do you have available to you? And that always varies from institution. Now, to think about this too, now when you're thinking about certain cities, certain states, now California is one of the top paying areas in for paying CRNAs, okay? You're looking at approximately $241,000 a year. Now that is average, right? But of course, when you think about numbers, it can be well over $300,000, depending on your 1099 versus a W-2 employee. There's always variations. A couple of other states that are paying very high is Massachusetts, New York. A lot of the huge metropolitan areas, salaries are higher, but you also got to consider that you're paying more for, living there. Living expenses are more higher, cost of food is higher. So that kind of helps it evens itself out. But the nice areas, there are some sweet spots where you can work in a rural area or more of a suburban area and get pretty well, well over $200,000 and have a nice cost of living, which you're living like a king. And I think it's pretty awesome. So definitely keep that in consideration when you're thinking about working outside of your location. If you're may not be getting paid as well. There's so many areas. If you're focused on getting rid of your loans, maybe you have, dreams and journeys that you want to, save for in the future. Definitely think about maybe doing travel CRNA. Now that is one of the top paying, areas to go into traveling. You can make over $200 to $210 an hour, which is approximately $32,000 a month. Now, let's say you say to yourself, you know what, I want to have 4 weeks of vacation. So I'm just going to work for 11 months and do traveling, right? You're going to get paid as a travel CRNA over $352,000 a year. Now, there's a lot of benefits with travel CRNA. You know, you got to think about it too. You know, they may pay for your stipend for your living expenses. They may pay for all of your certifications. They may also pay for your rental car, where you're staying. So it's a win-win situation. And sometimes they give you bonuses. For example, saying you have a 3-month contract somewhere and they're paying you $200 to $210 an hour. And you have a guaranteed, if you work over, you may get paid $230 an hour, right? And then you say, you know what, in 3 months, they're like, hey, you know, we're so short staffed. We would love to have you stay again for another 3 months. They may give you a bonus, as well as they may even increase you to a higher amount of money per hour, which is amazing. So if you're really interested in really making a lot of money, that is the area that has even boomed more than any area of CRNA, is to be a 1099 slash traveler. Now, looking at the website ZipRecruiter.com, they definitely give some really nice information. Everything's all laid out. And what I've learned is that looking at the salaries across the board is that you as a CRNA can really give yourself so many options, you know, have an opportunity to make a lot of money and be highly successful. You can make as much as an anesthesiologist depending on if you do it right. So let me just pause for a moment. So definitely subscribe, hit the bell if you want to continue to get amazing content from Thrive CRNA. And if you've gained any value from this video, definitely click the like button. Now, to go into a couple of other areas that are paying really well for CRNAs are Montana, Wyoming, Wisconsin, West Virginia, Washington, and Vermont. There are some additional places and states that are paying very well outside of California and New York. So now, to give you this understanding about, yes, you can make a great salary, you can make a lot of money, but yeah, what does that all mean to me? Saying, for example, you're not even in nursing, or maybe you're a nurse, or maybe you are a student and you're really interested in becoming a CRNA, but you want to understand like balancing salary versus how much I'm going to pay to go to school. So just to look over on general, when you're thinking about becoming a BSN, for example, you're going to have to pay out of pocket maybe $35,000 to $95,000, depending on if it's a state versus a private school. Take that into consideration. And then a master's or doctoral degree is approximately $70,000 to $120,000 for the whole program. And then also think about your certification exam. It's approximately $725 to become certified as a CRNA. So you think about all those numbers, you're like, is this something I want to do? Is it worth it? I think in general, it is worth it. It is worth every single penny to become a CRNA. Yes, of course, there's ups and downs and ins and outs. But for me, I love what I do. Not even about the salary. I just love what I do. And I love giving amazing anesthesia to my patients. And for you as well, if you're really interested in becoming a CRNA and you're like, yes, I know it's a great salary, you know, a lot of financial stability you'll have. You also have to like what you're doing. So if you're really interested, you know, definitely shadow a CRNA, definitely do your research, definitely watch a ton of my videos. I have previous videos to give you a lot of content and information about, you know, CRNAs, tips and tricks, you know, how to become a CRNA. So definitely check out those videos because that knowledge is power. And just like for me, I feel like with me as well, knowledge is power, you know, and I feel for you, I think we're on the same plane because we're watching this video today. So definitely keep that into consideration. Now, another thing is that, yes, you have a potential of getting a high salary. You have the ability to work independently or collaboratively with a physician. So it's so much different variations in your practice. So what's been going on with Thrive CRNA? What's been going on with Christine? So I moved into a new home. That's a big transition of itself. Also, I realized I needed to spend more time with my family. Not that I felt Thrive CRNA was taking away from that, but I just needed more quality time with my beautiful children. Bella is currently 8 years old and Kalei is 3 years old. And especially during the summer and doing activities with them, they just needed 100% of mommy attention. But I've always felt that there was something missing, even outside of my family time. And it's you guys. and is being on YouTube and inspiring others and being a resource for others who want to go into the field of nursing, nurse practitioner, and especially becoming a CRNA. So there's something here in my soul that I need to be here for you guys. And I might get a little emotional right now, but there's a calling for me. And my calling is to be here for you guys. But sometimes you got to realize that I need to take time for me, for myself, and I needed that. And I feel like I really took that knife and I really ironed it and really got it nice and sharp so I can be here for you and give you the best of me. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and there's gonna be a lot more coming. But if you want to check out some other videos, definitely check this one or this one, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.